Right guys, hope you're all keeping safe. Today we got a lot more information on Title Update 9.1, which has a lot more changes than I expected, to be honest. A lot of NPC nerfs and player buffs. This is some great news, guys, so if you enjoyed this one, drop a like down below, leave a comment, and let's begin. So today we had Hamish, Mackenzie, and Chris. Mackenzie pretty much took up the majority of the stream because he was talking about all the NPC balancing changes that are coming with TU9.1. But to start off with, we had Hamish, who went over the maintenance that was came out yesterday. What they did is they added more spawn points for the Warhound convoy activity, and that way it should fall in line with other activities that you can do within the open world. They fixed an issue making it possible to kill Kajika before the end of the mission. There are reports, however, of another bug allowing this to still be possible, and reports of another Kajika, a second Kajika in the mission. So this is something they are constantly monitoring and look to fix as soon as possible. The shade level points by using points in conflict bug, a fix is actually coming for that tomorrow maintenance. Basically, players are able to spend more shade points than what they actually have, which is unintended. If you were a player that was using that bug, your points will be reset to what they should be. You will have to respend the points you should have had. They said there's going to be no consequences to this. There's no suspensions, no bans. It was one of those things that players could easily do without knowing it. A forum post will go live with all of the details on that soon. Delta and Foxtrot errors. This is being looked into and has been looked into for a while now. They said it's a little bit weird. It's never actually come up in the Division franchise before, this specific bug. So they are continuing to work to fix the issues, but I don't believe they've been able to find the exact cause of it yet. They have made some changes which has been able to alleviate the issue a little bit, but they've not been able to find anything definitive. They said it's a difficult bug, but they do want to fix it as soon as possible, as you can imagine. Then they went straight to Mackenzie, and he wanted to talk about NPC balance changes that are coming with TU9.1, and that was the meat of this stream. They confirmed TU9.1 is actually coming next Tuesday, the 12th of May, during normal maintenance hours. And TU9.1 is going to have a bunch of bug fixes as well as all the NPC balancing changes, and a list on that will come on Monday. So that's going to be the full patch notes, and of course, guys, I'm going to cover the full patch notes here on the channel, so if you don't have notifications turned on, make sure you do, and that way you won't miss that. Some of the bugs that they said they're looking to fix with TU9.1 is the FPS drops in DZ. That's getting its first improvement with TU9.1. There's an annoying recommended activity tab that keeps coming up. This is being fixed as well. The frenzy talent that can stay active, that's going to be fixed. And then basically Hamish said to Mackenzie, look, can you just summarize from the top level stuff what this TU9.1 is about? What he said was, we're ironing out the outliers with NPCs. This is not a global balance change. This is somewhat coming with TU10, which is meant to be a substantially bigger patch. This, however, TU9.1 will fix skills, weapons, and abilities that stand out when the difficulty spikes. So the question was asked, key ones that are outliers. Basically, Mackenzie said the Hyena Assault SMGs that Red Bar uses, these are doing more damage than they should be able to do, and I've got to agree with this, absolutely does too much damage. So what they're doing is they're reducing the damage of that particular NPC, and also they're reducing the out of cover accuracy for it as well, and we'll get onto the blind fire accuracy later on through this one. So that's, I think, a good change. Status effects, they are going to be reducing the damage burn and bleed does. Somewhat to note, this is going to affect PvP as well, and there are more PvP changes coming in TU10. This again is very, very good news, especially for PvP where status effects, certainly stuff like burn and bleed, is very rampant. I actually played PvP for the first time a couple of days ago, and I just bled out from the majority of it, so that's very good news, but more PvP stuff to come in TU10. Grenade accuracy is getting nerfed. They're going to be reducing the accuracy the further NPCs are away from you. Elites are still going to have a better accuracy compared to other NPCs, along with hunters, rogues, and legendary difficulty, but you are going to notice a difference. They said the Hyena Thrower Airburst, the Black Tusk Mini Tanks Grenade, and the Cleaner Turrets Napalm Airburst. There are different throwers of NPCs that have different kind of effective ranges. You will find that with these changes, they're going to hit you less often, and they're going to do less damage overall, which again is very, very good news. Good news, not nude, good news. NPC blind fire accuracy is being reduced across the board. Legendary blind fire accuracy will be reduced as well, but they are going to get more accurate the longer they shoot for. But it's still going to be noticeable when you're playing Legendary. NPC aggressiveness, and I've seen a lot of talk about this. This is being looked into. There's not an easy global fix for this, and they are making some changes with TU9.1. They did not intentionally make them more aggressive with previous updates, but the specific changes at the moment that are coming is they are reducing the frequency and aggressiveness of NPCs' behavior to advance on hidden targets. So certain factions before would start to advance when they couldn't see you. If you've been in cover for a certain period of time and they couldn't see you, then they would start to advance on you. They have increased the length of time it takes for NPCs to do this, and they have adjusted how they advance, so they should be less aggressive with this update. That is brilliant news. With the Hyena, Cleaner, and Outcast Assault, if you were to get in 5 meters of them, they started this kind of too close behavior, so they would actually circle around you. There's a bug causing them to actually continue this cycle of circling around you and not backing away. This is going to be fixed with TU9.1 as well. Non-tank NPCs, when they were affected by status effects, they could aggressively path towards you. They will no longer do that. They will actually maintain their distance, or they will back away. This is one of probably my most frustrated kind of NPC behaviors, was this particular one, so I'm really glad about that. Brilliant news coming here, guys. Player skill survivability is being buffed. This is something I've been talking about for a long time. This is something the community's been asking for a long time. So basically, player skills are going to be buffed in their survivability. What I said before is that certainly skills that have line of sight, those are the ones that really need to have a real big buff in their survivability. So let's see what actually happens with this. We weren't given numbers, but I'm glad that they are doing this. Player status effects are going to be buffed for PvE, Bleed, Poison, Napalm, and Snare. This is specifically NPCs, guys, in PvE, not PvP. As before, they're actually nerfing these particular status effects, well, Bleed and Burn, actually, in PvP, not buffing anything at all. Cleaner's Tank Flamethrower range is going to be reduced. Brilliant news. Hyena RC cars reduced damage explosion, and now the lingering fire will be reduced as well, so the length of that will be reduced, and how often they are deployed as well. The burn and the confuse effects as well from that explosion are also going to be nerfed as well. Overall, RC cars are no longer going to basically one-shot you, and they're going to be far less effective than they were before. The Black Tusk suicide drones damage is being nerfed, and how often they can be deployed. Black Tusk support station will no longer heal mechanical NPCs, and also won't heal destructible props, i.e. doors. I know a lot of people, myself included, are going to be very happy with the fact that those suicide drones are being nerfed in respect to their damage, but more than anything, it was actually how often they were deployed. They were being spammed. So the fact that that's being nerfed is great news. They've updated the legendary version of Support Station with the change from TU9, so you will see that come into effect with TU9.1. They've buffed in-cover blind fire for players. The player's hitbox is going to be reduced while blind firing from cover. Again, this is only PvE, not PvP. So what we're seeing here, guys, is a nerf to NPCs and a buff to players, and I'm very happy about that. Armor kits that NPCs use will no longer completely heal them. Bounties and specific bosses were missed with TU9. This is a change that came with TU9, but these particular activities were missed, so this will be fixed now. And based on what they said, armor kits do have diminishing returns for NPCs, so you'll see that. They've adjusted the status effect priorities for NPCs as well. Snare is going to be more important than blind or bleed, so if you snare them, they will probably stay where they are, as opposed to blind or bleed, where they will try and get into cover if possible. There was an issue where some NPCs could actually throw a firefly, which did crazy damage. I've not actually seen this myself, but apparently they had video footage of it. That's going to be fixed with TU9.1. They've lowered the likelihood of tanks to rush hive skills and stomp them. Again, great news. And that is the focus basically for TU9.1. There are other changes coming as well, but the list is not ready yet. Again, that's going to be coming out Monday. But overall, this is what they're doing. They're looking at the outliers for NPCs and for players, and they're trying to adjust that. Now, they did say there might be people that say, well, you're just making it you're making the games too easy. Well, that's not the goal of this. What they will do is they will release TU9.1 next Tuesday. They will see people's feedback to those changes, and they will determine from that what changes they might make with TU10, which is meant to be, again, a much bigger balancing change coming to the game. Hamish did say that these things are more unfun rather than difficulty, which I completely agree with. Being one shot by an RC car or blind fire from a red NPC having 100% accuracy, they're frustrating more than difficult. They're unfun NPC mechanics and also very unrealistic. So I'm glad these changes have come in. They said TU10 is on the horizon. This will probably come out with a raid, so it's likely going to be June time now. They then went on to talk about the global event, which started yesterday. They said the EMP sticky skill mod that will become available when you actually defeat the final rogue agent in the season. I can't remember her name now, but basically that will become available. That EMP sticky skill mod will become available after the season ends. It won't become available straight away. They are looking to see if some of that will become available via gameplay, but it will become available at some point into the future. They then said that the Team Spirit outfits are now available to purchase in shop for premium credits. This was originally, I believe, Twitch rewards, so this is going to be something you can purchase now. The question was asked, is there anything else? Question came up in chat, status effect duration, what's happening there? At the moment, they're not adjusting that. They're just adjusting the damage for NPCs, but if additional changes are needed, of course, they are going to look into that. Question about loot. This is being tackled with TU10. A lot of feedback on purple loot and other changes, so they will be addressing that. When more info comes out about that, they will obviously share it. I talked about this in yesterday's video, and I really hope they address purple loot at endgame, because I don't think there's a place for purple loot at endgame at all. They said there's no events going on for the Division 1 at the moment. A new build is needed to do that, so they will take some time to do that before they can. They said there's no date for the raid yet. It's still set for June. There are no plans for it to be delayed, and it's actually being tested as of right now. And again, they went back to what they previously said in respect to them dropping the ball when it comes to updates. They know they've dropped it a couple of times. They are still looking into a possible PTS for TU10, so that's something they will obviously communicate at a later date. But that was it for today's video, guys. In my opinion, and I'll probably do a separate video on this on Friday, these is exactly what I wanted to hear, and I'm very, very happy with these changes. Thanks for all your support, guys, and until the next one, epic out.